Hi everyone. So in this video, I'll be giving a little bit of an update in terms of the provincial attestation letter that will be required for study permit application for those that are applying for diploma programs or undergraduate programs. Of course, you know that by now, from the 22nd of January, anybody apply for study permits, if it's not a master's or PhD, you're going to need an attestation letter, even though it's a postgraduate diploma. You're going to need an attestation letter. And we've been, all waiting and, trying to see if we can get any information. I just got a little bit of information from two provinces, and I will be talking about that in this video. So if, whether you're you're asking yourself the question, how do I apply for the provincial attestation letter? When can I apply for the attestation letter? When will I be able to submit my study permit application? And then with these whole restrictions and all that, how is it going to affect study permit approval and all that? For sure, it's going to affect study permit approvers because there's going to be less provincial attestation letter given because based on the quota, right? If a province meets their certain quota, then they're going to stop issuing that admission, or they may push the admission to the following year. So I saw a news recently that the province, British Columbia and Alberta, they are kind of starting to issue the letter of attestation. Now, the good news, which is something I found really interesting, is the fact that as a student, you don't have to apply for the provincial attestation letter by yourself. So what is going to happen is that the provinces are going to provide these attestation letters to the respective universities and colleges in Canada. And then when you apply and you get admission, so what will happen is that maybe when you pay your tuition deposit and all that, the same way you have your admission letter, they will also make the provincial attestation letter available. So you don't have to. I was kind of thinking about if you have to apply to the province, but from what I saw at the University of Calgary website, they said you don't need to apply separately. So just make sure that you monitor your email regularly. Okay, so they've mentioned that once you get your admission and you register, that is, you pay your tuition deposit and all that, then they're going to, on your behalf, request for the provincial attestation letter from the province. So if the province, if they've met their quota, then you're not going to get it, right? But I think because this is the early phase of the year, there's still going to be a lot of you that have been waiting for attestation letter. Obviously, you're going to get it for the most part. Maybe those that are going for September, admission, September start date, that there may be less, right, in terms of the admissions that are going to be available. So what I would advise is, if you're planning to apply for September of 2024, especially for colleges, a lot of colleges are still opened, try to apply as soon as possible and pay your deposit as soon as possible, because then it's going to be first come, first serve, right? You may have the admission, but if you don't pay the tuition deposits, early, then if other people pay and the quota is full, then they get it, right? So make sure any school you apply for, have it, whatever amount you want to pay, just kind of get that ready so that when your admission comes out, then you will have it. For master's admission, obviously, you don't need attestation letter for that. But just as an offside topic, for a lot of schools are closed for September start date for masters. Some are still open, right? If you're doing research, if you are able to get a supervisor, even though the deadline has passed, it's okay. You can still apply for, let's say, January 2024 start date, and then just discuss with the professor. The prof will be able to talk to the school to move the admission again to September, okay? So I'm just going to try to read what I saw at the University of Calgary just to make sure that I'm seeing information right. So they said that upon registration and payment in your program, then the University of Calgary will request your provincial attestation letter from the province of Alberta. And once the provincial attestation letter is available, the continuing education will notify you via the email address that they have on file, and then you will be able to now download the provincial attestation letter, and you will now be able to upload that as part of your study permit application. And then mention that this process is expected to begin in the week of March 4th, 2024. Okay, so that's one of the first things that I saw about Alberta. I tried checking like University of Alberta and some other colleges in Alberta. I haven't seen something regarding this as to how, if their process of issuing out this letter is going to be different. But I'll just keep watching. If I see anything unique or anything different from any of the colleges or university, I will definitely let you. The other province I want to talk about is the province British Columbia. Of course, that's where you have all the University of British Columbia, University, Okanagan College, and Douglas College, and Vancouver Island University, and all of these other different universities. So, effective March 4th, 2024. The province of British Columbia attestation letter is not going to be available. So it's going to be the same process, right? So the British Columbia government, they're going to issue this attestation letter to the different provinces, to the different colleges and universities in the province. And then those universities and provinces will inform their students when theirs is available. So you don't really have to do anything other than just monitor your email. So what the British Columbia government have said is that they've been granted an allocation of 83,000 provincial quota, right? Because I've not seen the quota for other provinces, but British Columbia is 83,000 undergraduate, because you don't need it for master's or for PhD, right? Now, the way the federal government allocated this quota is based on history, right? In terms of how many study permit approval have you gotten in the last few years, right? So they can kind of give an average, right? So if they're giving you a quota of 83,000, study permits quota, now that is, they expect to give out about 50,000 study permit approval. Okay, so because it's not everybody that gets admission gets study permit, of course. Okay, now last year there were about 97,000 study permits application for undergraduate programs in British Columbia, and about 60,000 of these were approved, right? So that's kind of why, because of the cuts now, they give them a maximum limit of 83,000, so that at least that can result to like 50,000 approvals. Then that's already like 10,000 short. So if you kind of consider these across province, you got that there's going to be maybe about 100,000, less study permits that will be issued this year. Now, they've kind of distributed this quota, from different institutions, from private to public, right? So they said that about 53% of these provincial attestation letters will be available for public institutions, and then the remaining 7% would be for the private institution. And then, there's actually it's less, right? Because in 2023, there were about 27%. It's 27% lesser compared to what the private institution had for 2023. So all of this is to help maintain the quota and to make sure that no province is benefiting more than the other. So for province like Ontario, which I know a lot of you are, waiting to hear, I've done a lot of research. I haven't really gotten any information as to when the province Ontario, they're going to start issuing their attestation letters. Okay, so I would say just keep checking your emails regularly, and of course, when it's available, you're going to hear me talking about it. Okay, so I'll say just make sure you're checking my channel all the time. In case it's available, I will let you know. But your school, they are also going to let you know. The same for Saskatchewan, New Brunswick, Manitoba, which other province is that? Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, So hopefully I will just keep doing my research. If I see anything from them, I will definitely let you know. So while you're waiting for your provincial attestation letter, just make sure, especially for those that are starting in May, make sure you have absolutely everything ready. Okay, your proof of funds is ready, your letter of explanation is ready, all your necessary document is ready. In fact, if you plan to apply for study permit within the next 60 days, especially for those that are going for May, create the account, start filling the study permit form, and then, upload your passport, do upfront medicals, police report, and all of those things, and just wait for that attestation. So when it comes, you don't have to waste a lot of time. For those that are applying for September started, you still have a bit of time to kind of, play around and wait for it to be ready. But as soon as it's ready, I would say for those that are also, because some of you have already gotten admission for September started as well, yours may also be available at the earliest time. So try to apply as soon as possible so that you will be within the early quota that they will be talking about. So that's going to be it for this video. If you need help in terms of putting your application together for your study permit, and you need, someone to give you, a little bit of a guide, guide and just mentorship. Okay. Some of the information I will tell you is information you will find on the IRCC website. Sometimes you may not know where to find some of those information. So what I will do is to tell you, this is where you get the information for the proof of fund and all the supporting letters and all that the documents that are required. So I can guide you through all of this through my one-on-one mentorship. There's going to be a link in the description. Check out the link, reach out to me. I'll be glad to assist you. And, if you want to sign up for a one-on-one consultation to see if you have any specific questions that you have, definitely do that. And I'll be glad to help you. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't liked this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so whenever new videos are released, you will be the first person to get notified. And if you really enjoyed this video, put a smash on the like button. And one other thing I wanted to do, write down for me which school you are applying to, okay? Which school and what province in the comment section. Let's see if you have more province, certain province in terms of distribution, right? So let's view the community in the post. Just write the university, the start date, and the course that you apply for. And if you've received that attestation letter or not, just put it in the comment section, and then other people will also definitely be able to learn from it and see that they are not the only person in the race. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.